Good morning, everybody. So today I'm going to make my video on how to operate the Tigercat 6900 grinder remote. So to begin with, you want to turn the key on. Gotta wait for the screen to boot up. And normally you would go ahead and start the grinder, but I'm waiting on parts this morning. So as long as the key's on, you need to turn the hydraulics on. Well, first I'll turn the remote on just to show you. So it'll show pilot off, and due to the LEDs in the screen and the shutter speed of the camera, it's going to look like the screen is broken, but it is not. So anyways, pilot off. So you would turn your hydraulics on, and then that turns everything on, or it allows you to be able to function the remote, I'm sorry. And it will also start to read your temperatures and everything off. So you would then pull your remote off of the grinder, and then it would be good to go. All right, now that you have got your grinder remote out and you're ready to use it, I'm going to have to introduce you to the lovely function button. The function button allows a lot of these other buttons to do multiple things. So you have mainly two different types of modes. You have track mode and you have regular grinding mode. Right now it's in the regular grinding mode. So to begin with, these are your throttle buttons. Turtle to lower the RPMs, bunny rabbit to raise the RPMs. With that, each of those buttons also do something else. If you tap the let's start with the turtle. If you hold the function button and you press the turtle, you can change the feed rate. If you one tap the throttle, it will reverse your fans for your I believe that's the hydraulic cooler and then your engine coolant on the main radiator. You can reverse the fans and it'll automatically go back to the regular fan setting after that. If you hold the function button and you tap the throttle again, it won't show that it's done it, but it will either turn on AccuFeed or it will turn off AccuFeed, and it might show it here in a minute, but I don't know if it will with the grinder not running. With that, AccuFeed essentially, whenever the grinder is grinding something pretty large, it will feed a little bit better, but sometimes it has its own problems. I'm not going to get into that in this video. Anyways, so that covers the throttle buttons. So all right, let's move on to your conveyor belt. So with the function button, you can either speed up the conveyor or lower the speed of the conveyor belt. Also, in grinding mode, if you hold this button down, it will reverse your feed wheel, just the feed wheel. All right, so if you come down to the next set of buttons, you have the track buttons and also your feed chain buttons. So with the function button, I'm going to try to do this one-handed. You're going to hold the function button down, then your track button down. It goes into track mode low. If you hold the function button down again and the right track button, it goes in track mode high. If you want to go back to grinding mode, you can hold function and either button down. Oh, sorry. Well, normally you can, but right now it doesn't want to. That's one of the glitches you might have. So if you hold down the left button it will come out of track mode. In grinding mode, if you hold down the left button, it will reverse your feed chain and feed roller. If you press the right button, it will turn on your feed chains, feeding the grinder. Also, you can press it one time to turn it off, to turn the feed chains off. But to reverse them, you do have to hold the button. So then we go down to the last 4 buttons. In track mode, as you can obviously see, the 2 top buttons will walk the grinder that way, and then the 2 bottom buttons will walk the grinder this way. In grinding mode, so in grinding mode, you do not need to use the function button for this. This will lower your feed wheel. This will raise your feed wheel. And if you do hold the lower feature down, it will put extra downforce on the material, so you do need to be careful, because you can stall the machine out if you're not careful. So be careful using that. Anyways, trying to think. And then obviously your 2 bottom buttons, hold this button down, the grinder will lift in this direction. If you hold this button down, the grinder will tilt down in this direction, and it pivots right here off of this pin. And then it has a hydraulic cylinder right here. One other thing that I can think about is, if you are in grinding mode and you have your conveyor belt on and your feed chains on, and you put it into track mode, it will cut your feed chains off, but your conveyor belt will stay running. But you can't turn your conveyor belt off in track mode. At least I haven't been able to. I don't know with updated software if you can or can't, but currently you can't. So I'm trying to think of anything else. All right, so I will say, if you have your hydraulics engaged and you turn the power button off on the remote, normally with the grinder running, that will happen. It will sense that you've hit an e-stop, and then it will kill the engine. So let's go ahead and turn this off before I kill the battery. Now all you have to do is turn the key off, turn the key back on. There we go. And the remote will automatically charge. So I do believe that just about covers everything. The function button definitely threw me for a loop, because like I said, a lot of the buttons have multiple functions, and there was no video online to really go over what I just went over, and the manual also didn't cover a lot of things. One other thing that I missed, sorry for all the hard cuts, but one other thing that I missed as I turn the grinder back on is the temperature displays. So you have your engine RPMs, your boost, NDS, DS, coolant, fuel percentage, feed rate, hydraulic temperature, AccuFeed, and then we're back to RPMs. So NDS and DS, let me turn the grinder off. NDS and DS is your non-drive side and drive side rotor bearing. So as you can see, you might can see on this side. Okay, you can't on this side. Let's walk around to the other side. As you can see on this side, there is a temperature probe on your rotor bearing, and then that just monitors your bearing temperatures. But for your basic remote operation, I do believe I've covered everything. If I have forgotten anything, then I will try to leave a comment down below. But I do believe that covers just about everything. And like I said, I really love this grinder. If Tigercat would work out a couple of the kinks, I think this would be one of the best, if not the best grinder on the market. Thank you for everybody for watching, and really hope this might have helped somebody out, because I know I needed a video like this for myself. Hope everyone has a great day, and keep on grinding.